Welcome to the Bogosity Podcast for the 20th of June 2011, the podcast where actions speak louder than words. They just aren't picked up by the mic. This is your host, Shane Killian. Let's tune in to the news of the bogus. Chicago police responded to a domestic dispute in July 2010. As is typical for police investigating such disputes, the couple were separated and questioned individually. But the officer who questioned the woman, Tiawanda Moore, came on to her, grabbed her breast, and gave her his home phone number. When she and her boyfriend tried to file a report, they gave them the runaround and used intimidation tactics to prevent them from filing a report. In order to have evidence that this intimidation was taking place, Moore started recording the interactions with police on her BlackBerry. Guess what? She was arrested and charged with recording on-duty police officers without their consent. Years ago, stand-up comedian Stephen Wright made a joke about Voodoo Acupuncture. The idea was that the voodoo made it unnecessary for the acupuncturist to even do anything to you. In what can only be a bizarre example of Poe's Law in action, now some alternative medicine quacks are claiming to do exactly that.
One Massachusetts man says he has come up with a therapy that can heal almost any ailment.
It's a room full of people with terminal illnesses and debilitating diseases.
The doctors pretty much gave me 6 months.
It's also a room full of hope.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Hope that this Quincy man and his dolls can heal them.
Well, I'm tired of bashing our lousy news media, so let's bash our hideous educational system. According to the 2010 National Assessment of Education Progress, only 13% of high school seniors showed a grasp of our nation's history, along with 22% of fourth graders and only 18% of eighth graders. The questions covered the American colonies, the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and contemporary America. This comes in the wake of more federal intrusion into education, to fix it. It comes in the wake of increasing per-student budgets for government schools as those schools whine they need more money to improve. In not just history, but all 7 subjects on the test, today's students performed the worst in U.S. history. Now it's time to Spay the Spin, produced by this week's biggest bogon emitter. Did you know that if you're in favor of repealing DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act, that you're in favor of big government? That's what Stella Morabito said in an op-ed appearing in the Washington Examiner. Her argument is, I don't even know. And now it's time to undermine the employment of this week's Idiot Extraordinaire. President Barack Obama was interviewed by NBC's Today Show recently on the state of the economy. Listen to what this economics equivalent of Forrest Gump had to say.
There are some structural issues with our economy, where a lot of businesses have learned to become much more efficient with a lot fewer workers. You see it when you go to a bank and you use an ATM. You don't go to a bank teller. Or you go to the airport and you're using a kiosk instead of checking in at the gate.
Is he insane? Or does he know that the press and the people who fawn all over him are insane enough to believe it?